In a recent interview, Tom Holland, aka Spider-Man himself, revealed that the last day shooting the film, he got very emotional and doesn't think he's ever cried as much as he did on that final day, because this was the final day of shooting the MCU Spider-Man franchise, and as far as he believes, and he has no idea if he's returning as Spider-Man. So an update on the previous, update from Tom Holland and everybody in regards to what he was saying about Spider-Man No Way Home being the end of, the story, the MCU, the Homecoming trilogy, and everything that they set out to do. They added a little bit more to this recently, specifically that, yes, they treated No Way Home as the end of the franchise, but also all the actors there were very emotional. And again, they were thinking that this was the end of it, and that's what everything felt like. And he says that if you look at everything they've done over the last 5 years plus, this film coming out, what they've set out to do, that they all believe that they've accomplished what had to be done, which is bring Spider-Man to the MCU, tell us a new version of the story, and that by the end of this upcoming film, they've done that successfully. And he says he feels like Spider-Man is now officially sort of closed. It's like a closed book, right? And he just says he's lucky again, and that he feels very honored and lucky to have been Spider-Man, and that after they all realize that this is kind of the end of it, and they all had a very emotional final day, that he cried, and as he says, he doesn't know, and he doesn't believe he will be back as Spider-Man, because he says this felt like the end of it. He's not sure if he's returning. He doesn't have any idea what the plans are going forward. Nobody's told him. And as far as he's concerned and everybody else that was there, that was it. It's the end of MCU Spider-Man. So it's going to be interesting what they decide to do. Do they decide to recast, take Tom Holland and put him in the Venom verse, even though that's in the MCU, sort of, some way, shape, or form, something is going on, but we don't really know the whole picture. I mean, who knows what the legal disputes and contracts and things all have in play here and what is going to be. But there probably is a degree of him being unsure if he is coming back, because again, we just don't know the whole picture, and maybe they can bring him back but not everybody else, because again, those contracts and the particular characters that were developed for the MCU are MCU characters, and only certain things can be shared. So again, it's an interesting time, I guess, for Spider-Man, because everything's happening with the multiverse, so you can really do anything, and I guess that's sort of the approach here. I mean, who knows? For all we know, we go back to the basics, and it's reboot time. Can't wait to see Uncle Ben get gunned down again.